Hello everyone, I welcome us back to this Python class. It's been a while, so I want to open my Anaconda. I believe we can still do all this, so I'm going to open my Anaconda. And if you are using a Windows laptop, you can just look for Jupyter Notebook instead of opening your Anaconda in full. So it's going to load now. Yeah, we remember that this just the interface of our working Jupyter Notebook. So I'll click on desktop just because the file I want to work with is in this folder. Then I'm going to start with loop. Okay, no. So I'm going to start with conditional statement. So what is conditional statement? And how had they been used in Python code? So conditional statements is just like writing a condition or just normal logic that the way you think, or probably you want to give somebody, like just placing a condition for a certain event to occur. That is, if this you just like, okay, if maybe you have a child or you have a friend, okay, you are telling that person that if you do this thing, I'm going to give you this. Or if you are a parent that have a child, you can just, if your children have a good grade in school, probably you are going to buy a shoe for that person. Like, you are just placing a condition, and that's how this work also. It's just like the way we write them are different. So Python support the using logic condition from mathematics. This concept also is from mathematics, and these are some uh certain certain arithmetic operation from math that we use. Just like we use equals, we use not equals, we have less than, we have less than or equals, we have greater than, then we have greater than or equals to. So but the only difference here is the way we write them normally is different from the way we write them in Python. That is, the way you write them in mathematics is kind of different compared to the way you write them using code. So equals to, now we use double equals to, not single equals to. So if you want to write not equals to in Python, you have to use A not equals to B. That is, not equals to here is exclamation mark and equals to. Then the normal less than is still the one we use in maths, and the less than or equals to is still the one we use in maths. And also greater than, that's still what we use in math. Then greater than or equals to. So these are just slight difference to the one you use in your math days. So this condition can be used in several ways, most commonly in if statement and loop. And this is basically if statement. And if statement is written by using the if keyword and other conditional statements, which are ellipse and else. So apart from if statement, there are still some other function that we consider, just like ellipse and else. So, and the first examples I'll be using here is checking the school. Okay, school impute, that is asking someone to, just like this, just work just like the way when you log in on a website or you sign up. So when you sign up, you provide some certain details, and when you are coming in to log in, if the details you are providing is different from the one you use while signing up, you are going to see that you are going to encounter error. This work underground, like the backend side, as just like conditional statement. So now we want to write a program to dictate, to ask a student that what school, uh, what is the name of your school. Then if the name of the school is Ijan, it should print that the name is, like, the name of the school is a Ijan. Or if it's not Ijan, because the system that we are building only recognize Ijan. So if the name of the school is not Ijan, that is not, is going to tell the person that, okay, I am not aware of your school, just because the one we use here is only used for Ijan. So if I run this cell now, it's asking me that okay, enter the name of your school. So if I put in IJAN now, it's telling me that IJAN is the name of your school. You can see the results here. And if I use another name, if I set Udemy, you will tell me that I'm not aware of this name. So this is just like a system dictating and asking a student what is the name of your school and giving a feedback if the name is the registered name that he knows or probably another name. So this system is just built with the name of either name, and this is just like writing a condition. So if and else. So if once the first condition is not met, it's going to go to the second block. So the first block is equals to IJAN. That is if that name that you give, that the student give is IJAN. But once it's not IJAN, it's going to move to the second block telling him that I'm not aware of the name of the school. So checking the second the second condition, just like signing up as example, if you are signing up on a website using Oyindamola as username and you are using your password as 12347, so when you want to log in again and these details are wrong, like you don't provide the same details that you provided when you sign up, it's going to tell you an error. So let me just run it and see it. So now is enter your username just like the way you sign up. So what is your username? I already know that Oyindamola is my Oyindamola Oyindamola is my username, then 12347 is my password. So you can see now it tell me that you are logged in successfully just because the password and the username are the same with the one I used to sign up. So logging in now, I'm providing those details again and it's able to allow me to log in. So now when it comes to if this work just because the username is equals to the username you provide is equals to when you want to log in is equals to the one you used to sign up that the system already know, and I use hand just because to mandatory the condition, that is the password also must, just like now if I use Oyindamola and I probably use wrong password. I provided a correct username, then if I provide a wrong password, it's going to tell me that incorrect username and password just because I've mandatory the condition for two. If the username is correct and the password is incorrect, it's going to tell me that incorrect username and password. And if the password is correct and username is wrong, it's still going to tell me because I've mandatory the two condition which that allow those website and those login logics are being done. So also now after that being said, I have some other example here. So here is just like I'm building a guess game. So original number is 20, then guess. So when anybody guess, it's just like all those games. So here I try to use if, ellipse and else. So using the three, using the previous one we've been working with, we are just working with if and else only. So now I'm working with if, ellipse and else. That is if is not correct, ellipse should be correct, and another condition which is ellipse should be correct, and if they are not correct it should move to else block. So now I can easily run this and provide the number. So I already know that the original number must be 20, then it's telling me to guess that number. So if I guess 5, it's going to tell me that your guess is lesser than the original number. That is there's a range for the number which is 20. So it's telling me now that it's just like it's giving me ideas on what to guess. So that is the number I provided is lesser than what is expected to guess. So if I run this again and I provide 30, it's telling me that your guess is greater than the original number. That is the number that I'm meant to guess is something lesser than 30. So it's just giving me a range. And if I use the correct value, which is 20, it's going to give me that you guess right. And this just work as if we are not doing anything, just because we can see the guess. What if the guess is hide somewhere? So we'll just keep guessing, guessing, and it will keep giving us the range. Okay, it's less than, it's greater than. So these are just like how you can write a conditional logic. And now we talked, another example is color, the color. So color impute, enter any traffic color. We already know that the traffic colors are yellow, green, red, or we already know that these three colors are the traffic light color. And all these colors have their function, like they have the function they perform. So as anytime you see some of them, maybe red, you know what it means. When you see green, you know what it means. When you see yellow, you know. So we are just building a system now to probably tell us, okay, if you see a yellow color, what does it mean? If you see a green color, what does it mean? When you see red. So now let me just run. So although I've provided the condition, just like if it is yellow, the vehicle should get set. That's what it represents. So if I see green, the vehicle should move, and if I see red, that shows the vehicle should stop. And this is what it means in the real sense. So if I run it now and I provide red, so is it enter any traffic colors of your choice, or probably any traffic color that you see. So probably you see a light and you don't know what it means. So if I run it, it tells me that okay, if you are in a vehicle, the vehicle should stop. That is, don't move at that particular time, just because red is a danger. So if I run it again and I use yellow, it's going to tell me that the vehicle should get set. So the vehicle should get set. That's what yellow symbolizes. So if I run this again and I provide green, it's going to tell me that the vehicle should move. That's what it represents. So and if I try to provide something that is not registered, just like let me provide white. White is a color but is not a traffic light color. So it will tell me that I'm not familiar with the color you gave. So that shows it's not part of the color you can see as a traffic light symbol. So that's just like providing a condition and testing out what all these conditional statements are capable of. So also this is another condition. This is another condition testing for, okay, if the name is Abayomi, that shows is a tutor for Python agent class, and if the name is not this particular person, you all know my name, and if this name is equals to this, that shows is a tutor for this particular course or particular class. And if is not, just like you can embed a system that can ask you that particular question, and if that question is not right, it's going to tell you that, oh, that shows you are not doing it right, or probably it's not going to give you access. So if I run it now, so let me just give another name. I can just give let me say Samuel. If I said Samuel, it will tell me that Samuel is not a Python class tutor, just because this system has been structured or been informed that this particular person is a Python tutor. So if I run it again and I put the right name, which is my name, it's going to tell me that Abayomi is the tutor for Python. So all these things can be implemented in a game, in app, in even your analysis, especially when you are cleaning data or you are processing your data. So another example is, okay, probably writing a system that dictates if Victor is a Christian or not. So if we run these cells and provide, it's telling me that enter your name. So If I provide Victor, it's going to tell me that Victor is a Christian name. So that's the condition. Just like if name is equals to, just like if now Christian name is Victor, we build this system to recognize that Victor is a Christian name. And if the name provided is equals to that Victor, it's going to give us that is a Christian name. And if that name is not equals to Victor, it's going to tell us that I don't think this name is a Christian name. Although this system is not really efficient because it's only Victor you can recognize. Even if there is other name that is not Victor but Christian, it's still going to tell you that okay, I don't think this name is a Christian. But there's a way we can add more name. So we are just using this as example. So once he knows that Victor is a Christian name and you give it Victor, it's going to give you that okay, this is a Christian name. And if you provide another name that is not Christian, that is not Victor, it's going to tell you that oh, I don't know, this name is a Christian name. So that's just all about that. Then now testing if we're all familiar with alphabet. Alphabet A, B, C, D, and we know that some are vowel and some are consonant. So we already know the consonant part and the vowel part. So this is just like writing a condition to dictate if some alphabets are consonant and some are alphabet. So now, and we can know that we already know that the consonant part are not the vowel part are shorter than the consonant part. So we can easily write the condition to specify the vowel part, then neglecting other for consonant. So anything that is different from this is going to recognize it as consonant. So I can easily run this. You can see if alphabet is equals to A, this is the alphabet. It's going to ask you to enter any alphabet. So if it's equals to A, that shows it's a vowel. And if it is equals to E, that shows it's a vowel. If it is equals to I, that shows it's a vowel. If it is O, it's a vowel. If it is U, it's a vowel. But anything apart from this is going to recognize it as consonant. So if I run it now and I give it A, yeah, can you see A, the alphabet is a vowel. So the alphabet I input is a vowel. So if I run it again and put B, it's going to tell me that B, the alphabet is consonant just because it's not in the condition. So if I use C, it's going to tell me C. C is a consonant, not an alphabet. So if I use E, E is vowel just because we've built a system to detect and identify the two and see okay, this is a vowel and this a consonant based on this our condition. So also we can see, I think this is just like a repetition of that. So if vowel is E, that shows is a vowel and the like. So it's just the same thing as what we did earlier. So and also we are just writing a condition. This is just like a condition to text or a combination, a jam combination. This can be incorporated in all these computer use for okay. I think it's still something related to what they do because if you sign up and you sign up with science combination, it's going to when you are writing the exam, it's not going to give you another combination rather than the one you sign up when you obtain the form. So now we are writing a conditional statement to dictate if the combination is probably science or is another course. So it's another combination. So here we specify physics, chemistry, biology, math, and take note that this double equals to is what we use in Python, not a single equals to. Like if the combination is equals to physics, that shows physics is a science combination. We already know that. If the combination is chemistry, that shows that the combination is if the combination is equals to biology, that shows the combination is science, and if the combination is math, that shows the combination is also science. So if I run it now and enter combination of your choice, And if I provide, or let me just use economics, economics, you can see now it said economics is a wrong combination. That is, this system is only built for science combination. And if I use math, if I use math, it's going to tell me that math is a science combination, just because we've built the system and we've made it to recognize it just using conditional statement. If combination equals to physics, print the physics is a science combination, and if combination is equals to chemistry, print combination is a science combination. Ellipse combination, ellipse is just like else if, after if, else if, then the last block is else. That is, if all these conditions are not being met, it's going to move to here. And you can see it like using, okay, let me use biology. So giving me that biology is a science combination. And if I use literature, it's going to tell me that literature is a wrong combination. So that's all about